You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, B&B fans, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about weddings presumed to be coming in 2024 and who may get hitched first. Who's going to make it down the aisle before anybody else? We've got two couples right now that are engaged, one couple that's likely to be soon, another that's dating but on the fast track to serious, and another who's long overdue to walk down the aisle. Hey, please click subscribe if you haven't already. And now let's talk about who's going to be first to say I do on Bold and the Beautiful in 2024. So the first couple I want to talk about, Sheila Carter and Deacon Sharpe. Towards the end of last year, Deacon Sharpe tried to break up with Sheila Carter, but instead, of course, he asked her to marry him because that's how it goes, right? It's like, break up or engaged. Those are two drastically different options, but for Deacon, maybe not. He still needs to put a ring on her finger, though. I don't recall seeing an engagement ring. Let me know if you guys recall one, but I just don't. And we've had almost no scenes from them in 2024. The other day, we got to see them watching Bill and Poppy have their weird date at Il Giardino, where Poppy was slinking around doing that sketchy dance stuff in the middle of a dining room. Who does that? Anyway. And they were basically snarking about them, with Sheila making a lot more snark because, of course, she was supposedly engaged to Dollar Bill last year. I think Deacon finds that pretty funny. So we just haven't had a lot of action for them. We've been promised a storyline for Deacon and Sheila that's jaw-dropping. Maybe it's wedding related. I have some ideas. Maybe it's about Fen, Also, I don't have a lot of faith that what Brad Bell thinks is jaw-dropping is actually going to be jaw-dropping. So I do think over time, some of the other characters may kind of drop their negativity towards Sheila and Deacon because they have other people to hate on and focus on. But at the same time, if and when they do get hitched, I don't feel like it's going to be a crowded chapel. And I also do not think they will be the first to be married in 2024. Primarily because they're not on the front burner storyline-wise. Now let's talk about Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester. Brooke and Ridge have been back together since they dusted off their dusty destiny in Italy last year. We've been hearing about wedding plans. Did he put another ring on her finger, or did she just recycle one of their old ones? I don't even remember their ring situation either. I do remember that Ridge was talking about designing her wedding dress, and she's like, no, thanks. I'm going to design my own dress. And then we've seen nothing and have heard no wedding talk from them. I'm just surprised the anointed one, RJ, isn't designing his mother's wedding dress. I mean, don't you think he should get to do that? They think he's the most talented Forrester in the bunch, so why not have him dress his mom for her wedding? I'd like to see that dress. I wonder if it'll be straight out from the disco era like most of RJ's clothes. Oh my gosh. I mean, at least Thomas and Zende dress sharp and have some personal style. Am I right? RJ? I don't even know. Maybe wardrobe's having a problem fitting his giant arms into clothes, and that's why they keep showing him in these horrible outfits. Anyway, Brooke and Ridge have not been talking wedding plans at all, and things with them might hit a rough patch because Brooke's about to go postal over Hope and Thomas. Her self-control has been kind of slipping wildly now that she knows Thomas proposed to her daughter. I expect Brooke to be angry at Ridge for supporting them and actively encouraging Hope to say yes. And when Brooke snaps and unloads all the hate that she holds in her heart for Thomas in front of Ridge, I think that's going to drop them lower down on the list of who gets married first. I think they're going to be later in the year, if at all. All right, my third couple I want to talk about, Donna Logan and Eric Forrester. Now, this duo I am cheering to see get hitched, and they don't even have to leave home to do it. So many of the weddings on Bold happen at the Forrester mansion anyway. Donna stood by Eric during his health crisis while he was on his apparent deathbed. She even put up with Ridge ignoring her wishes while he was on his deathbed and deciding he knows best, when Eric didn't even want Ridge to know that he was sick and only has shared it with Donna and then RJ kind of incidentally. So 2024 spoilers for Eric promised he'd be more introspective. So maybe he'll stick closer to home and stick to playing pickleball with Donna. I would definitely like to see him put a ring on her finger and give her all of his Forrester shares in the will. I'd also like to see not her portrait over the fireplace, but maybe one of them as a couple, maybe a wedding portrait. That would be sweet. Unless, of course, they decide to put one of RJ up there instead because, the golden child and all that, and kind of like a halo behind him and a little glow. Anyway, I do think Donna and Eric might be one of the first ones to get married out of the 5 couples that I am listing in this video. It's overdue. They love each other, and I don't expect anything dramatic to keep them apart or try and break them up. So they're kind of towards the top of my list. The 4th couple to talk about, Thomas Forrester and Hope Logan, another Logan. And yes, I know Hope hasn't even told Thomas yes to his proposal, but she did tell him yes to getting back in her bed, so they are heating up again. And she promised Thomas she would keep his ring close to her heart until she's ready to put it on her finger, but no promises on when. But word keeps spreading this week about the proposal. Steffi and Finn find out later this week, and they take Brooke's side, which is against Thomas being with Hope. The thing is, I think the more people that are naysaying and dissing them, the more that's going to push Hope towards Thomas, because she is kind of in sort of a stubborn and rebellious phase, so giving her ultimatums is a fool's game. I'm not sure why Brooke hasn't figured that out yet. Telling Hope not to be with Thomas is just pushing her into his arms. Maybe try backing off and giving Thomas enough room to screw things up himself is a better approach. And if he does screw up, then Brooke's hands are clean. And if he doesn't, then she can try something else. So I would say that right now, Thomas and Hope stand a good chance of getting hitched this year. I think he will not waste any time once that ring is on her finger. And if Steffi and Finn and Brooke all start harping on her, well, she might put that ring on her finger ASAP. Heck, we could see them walk down the aisle in May sweeps. I don't think February sweeps, but maybe we'll see them engaged by then, just because Hope decides to act out against all the pressure she's getting. All right, the 5th and final couple. This is a weird one, right? Bill Spencer and Poppy Nozawa. I know these two are barely dating, but Bill is acting like a smitten little kitten, and I could totally see him running off to Vegas with Poppy. There's still no word on whether Bill is Luna's dad, although Poppy insists he's not, so I take her at her word. She's got no reason to lie about Bill being her baby daddy since he's single and they're dating and he'd be cool with it. I don't think he is for those reasons, although it would be fun. I'd be happy with it. I just don't think it's happening. It won't be long until Dollar Bill has Poppy in his bed, and then he might decide to go hog wild and propose. It's been a minute since Dollar Bill had a real romance. That icky fake fling with Sheila definitely does not count. I just wonder if Bill will give Poppy the same engagement ring he gave Sheila. Remember, he said it was a black diamond, but maybe it was a black cubic zirconium off the Home Shopping Channel. I'm sure Free Spirit Poppy would be happy with whatever he gave her, unless Lee is right and she is a horrible gold digger and we just haven't seen it yet. Strangely, I know this is going to sound strange, I have an inkling Bill and Poppy could be the first ones to get married. No matter what comes out about Luna's paternity, I don't think Bill will care either way. He's a playboy who's bedded and impregnated several women. He's not going to hold Poppy's past against her. So who gets married first? Here's my hypothetical marriage order, but clearly not enough is known for this to be set in stone. Not even on ink. This is definitely written in pencil. Here we go. Number 1, Bill and Poppy. Number 2, Donna and Eric. Number 3, Thomas and Hope. Number 4, Ridge and Brooke. Number 5, Deacon and Sheila. That's my tentative marriage order. Although I think we'd be hard pressed to squeeze 5 weddings out of Bold and the Beautiful. 3 of them are Logan weddings. They could have a triple wedding. Can you imagine Hope asking Ridge and Brooke to share their wedding day with her and Thomas. Oh my gosh, Brooke would have an actual aneurysm in her veil. That would be hilarious. All right, we'll see how it goes. As long as it's not RJ and Luna getting married or Liam and either of his ex-wives, I will be happy to be there. Throw rice, all that good stuff. All right, please click subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments and come back soon. And as always, it is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.